We want to show you how to pick a ugali, how to cook ugali the Kenyan style. Actually, this one, let me repeat. Let me show you how to cook ugali the Kisi way, the Western way. And if you guys also cook it that way, then yeah, it's also our way. But today I just thought it's good for people who are trying to learn to cook ugali. I have siblings who don't know how to cook ugali and they'll kill me for saying this. So I think this is an opportunity to share. Watch. We want to talk about cooking ugali. Ugali is an African meal, and it's basically flour, maize flour in hot water, but there's a procedure to cooking it. And let's see how to cook it the African way. So there you see boiling water. First of all, you need to bring the water to boil. Then you add some flour. Be careful not to add a lot of flour because it will harden. You don't want it to harden straight away. So you will put in some flour slowly. You keep putting in some flour as you stir, and you make sure that the balls of maize flour and water break down the flour. The essence is to break down the flour. Break it down to the smallest balls that you can, so that it boils. So that at least as much as you can, every particle can get part of the boiling. Can be part of the boiling. So see, as you're boiling, and you're seeing the water is rising and boiling, and there you are. Give it a few minutes. Give it like 2-3 minutes. Let it boil. And that is necessary for ugali. If you don't let it boil like that, then your ugali will not be well done. So you have to at first put some flour, as I've said, and then you boil. And you're seeing us doing that. Give it a few minutes. So you need to keep coming back and stirring so that it doesn't stick. Put in some little flour, then continue stirring. Ouch, the sufuria or the pot is hot. So flour, as you put, even stir as you put in a little flour. You see, you wait, let it continue boiling. Actually, it's like you're preparing porridge, but slowly. Ugali is not supposed to be made in a hurry. So you stir, put in a little flour again, stir again slowly. What you're trying to do is you're trying to make sure that the flour gets into the mixture of the ugali. So you can't pour at once again, as I said, because if you pour it as once, it will not be sticky. It will not be together. It will not come out well. So as you start the ugali, give it some time to keep cooking. It's good to hold it, and you need to keep stirring it that way. You need that cooking stick so that it can be able to break the flour balls, and make sure that the ugali is well and evenly cooked. So as you do that, you add a little flour, then you continue cooking. Add a little flour, continue cooking. Add a little flour, continue cooking. And by the time you see me leaving that ugali for a while like that, I'm confident. I forgot to mention that you need to have a heavy sufuria. Your cooking pot, your cooking utensils or whatever you're using, that sufuria has to be heavy. If you use a light sufuria, it will burn. That's why you're seeing that confidence of walking around, making sure that you're giving it time to cook, because it has a heavy sufuria, it has a heavy pot. Heavy pot allows you to keep walking around. You can even cover the ugali and let it cook. We are not covering it at this point because the ugali is very little. It's for only 3 people or 4 people. But when it's ugali for so many people, you have to cover it. If you don't cover it, it will not cook well. So yes, keep kneading, keep turning. That's the formula of it. Keep kneading, keep turning. And the smell and the way the ugali is turning can tell you that this ugali is very well made, and this ugali is almost ready for us to start enjoying it for dinner. You also need to notice that you don't need your flour to be very heavy and not very hard. So you make sure that as you're adding flour, it is not very hard ugali. It depends on people. There are people who like very hard ugali, but personally I love soft ugali. So I will insist that you keep adding little flour so that the ugali is not very, very hard when you're serving it to your family or to whoever your guests are. So, see how you're cooking the ugali. That is a way of breaking the balls, the balls that have already been formed in the flour, just to make sure that the ugali is very well cooked. You need to turn it. And once your ugali starts turning fully, you notice that the whole ugali is turning. Oh my God, the food is almost ready. The food is almost ready. Continue cooking like that. And just making sure that you crush the balls of unga or flour, the maize flour, and you give it some time to cook. Keep turning, keep cooking, give it some time to cook. But you need to make sure you give it enough time so that it doesn't start burning. If you don't give it enough time, it will undercook. If you give it a lot of time, it will burn. So it is a delicate balance. Make sure you keep stirring. Give it a few minutes, turn. Give it a few minutes, turn. You're seeing, we are back and you're turning it. And by the time the ugali is turning like that, oh my God, that is a good sign. You can cook and the ugali doesn't turn. And if it doesn't turn, your ugali is raw. That ugali is not cooked. So if your ugali doesn't turn, that is the secret of cooking ugali, even if it is for how many people. I have cooked ugali for so many people and I turn it with 1 turn. That is how I know my ugali is almost ready. If it is a lot of ugali, you can divide in the middle, then you turn half of it, and then you take the rest and then you turn it. So this is just cooking using 1 hand. There are methods of cooking with 2 hands using the fireplace. And you're seeing as we're continuing, you continue to crush the balls. So that is why we need to keep checking it. We need to keep kneading it with the cooking stick, just to make sure that we break the flour and make sure that ugali is evenly cooked. So there it is. There are also people who believe that if it doesn't bring out that if it doesn't give out that aroma, then the ugali is not well cooked. So it is up to you to believe which is which. But the methodology is very easy. Just keep stirring the ugali, turn. Stirring the ugali, turn. At times you can even cover it up. If you have people who are very strict on wanting very well cooked ugali. So there, we brought the hot pot. It is getting ready, and you can put it on a plate if you're eating immediately. You can put it on a thermal plate or a hot pot to make sure that it doesn't lose the heat. Cold ugali is not as good. If it becomes cold, then you'll have to recook it. So you have to cook it, I mean, you have to put it in a microwave to make it hot again. Hot ugali is the real ugali. So there we are, and we're preparing to throw it into, or put it into the hot pot, and it's ready. So give it some time. Oh my, you've seen how it's gone into the sufuria, into the hot pot? Yes, our ugali is ready, and now we can serve